every temptation is to stop you from doing God's will. And that's why I said the fear of the Lord is necessary to overcome every temptation. Every temptation comes from our desire. Understand that our desire is always contrary to God's desire. They are never the same. That's why the Bible says that friends with the world is enemy with God. That's why the Bible says that the flesh wrestles against the spirit and the spirit against the flesh. You know, it didn't say Satan wrestles against the spirit. It didn't say that. It says the flesh. The flesh wrestles against the spirit, and the spirit what? Wrestle against the flesh. They always wrestle. It means our human desire is always in contrast, is always at a different position towards God's desire. They are constantly at the loggerhead. So temptation will come. Why? Because what the Lord is saying to you is not pleasing your body and you are fighting it. That's where temptation really comes from. What God is saying is not pleasing what? Your own. And you fight it. That is where temptation comes from. And it could be in different space. It could be in any avenue of life. It doesn't have to be one way. In every aspect of our life, temptation will come. As a matter of fact, any area of your life that you have not accepted what God has said, you are subject to great temptation. That's why as a Christian, you realize that in certain areas you are not tempted, but in certain areas you keep falling into temptation. Because in those areas you have not what? Accepted what the Lord has said. Any area that you have accepted the will of God, you overcome temptation. That's just the truth. Any area that you have accepted, but any area that you are still fighting, I'm not sure. You are going to fall. You are going to what? Fall. That's why Bible tells us in Romans 12 that giving your life as a living sacrifice is the only acceptable will, acceptable worship that God accepts. Because at the time, you have given up your own will and desire for his own will and desire. And that way you can overcome anything that comes your way. But so long on certain issues you are still holding on to what you want, I'm telling you, you're going to fall. I've seen people that maybe in career, they surrender to God. God, you can choose my job. But when it comes to spouse, never. I have to choose. See, in that area that they have not surrendered, they are going to fall. Why is it that they want to choose an area of spouse? Because their desires of their heart must be met.